The violence and persecution of Christians, specifically in the nation of Nigeria, remains to be a problem, as these cases have maintained prevalence despite President Trump's intervention. Yeah. In Nigeria's Middle Belt specifically, there have been numerous instances where Christian practitioners recount harrowing tales of massacres where heavily armed Fulani herdsmen and jihadists take it upon themselves to call those just wanting to express their faith. That's another word for murder, by the way. Realizing something has to be done, Ted Cruz has been active in his efforts to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern due to these brazen and heartbreaking instances where religious freedom is being violated. It is a genocide. 125,000. That's the last estimate we've seen. 125,000 Christians murdered. Joining me to discuss this, the president of Summit Ministries, Dr. Jeff Myers. Doctor, nice to see you. We've had some of these stories on the program here. We've heard from some of the people that have had villages wiped out, ministers who have buried their followers and their brothers and sisters. It's just horrific, isn't it?
It is horrific, Steve, and you're right. You are one of the only networks covering this on a regular basis, so congratulations for doing that. There are more people who were killed this year who were Christians in Nigeria than were killed in Gaza. And yet you'll hear 100 stories about Gaza before you hear one story about what's happening in Nigeria. Does it count as a genocide? Well, it certainly is an Islamic versus Christian issue, and it is the Christians who are being slaughtered. And there are three different groups. There's Boko Haram, there are the Fulani herdsmen, as you mentioned, and there's also an ISIS affiliate in Nigeria. So population is split 50-50 between Christians and Muslims, and the Muslims in this situation are slaughtering Christians at an unprecedented rate. The answer is very straightforward, what we can do. And I think Senator Cruz is going to be bringing that up.
I look forward to that for sure. Look, here's where I have a complete disrespect for the United Nations. They have two jobs in their charter: stop wars, stop genocide. I don't know that I can think of any instance in my lifetime where they've done either. The United Nations is a failure. Why we support them and pay the bills is beyond me. The United States is, based on Donald Trump's performance in office so far better equipped to try to sort these things out. What do you say?
The United Nations serves at the interests of nations that are not doing what is right. I think it's very straightforward. The United States needs to be a moral leader, and in this situation, and what we need to do is designate that Nigeria is a country of particular concern. That's a State Department designation, and it sets in motion the possibility that we can sanction them and use the other tools at our disposal, economic and political, to force the government of Nigeria to step up and defend its own people. It sounds crazy that we would have to do that, but we do have the tools, and waiting around for the United Nations to do something is pointless.
Absolutely true. It's sad. I hope that Senator Cruz can deliver us something here. And for those Nigerians, our prayers are with them. I'm not sure what else we can do from this distance with what's happening there, but it's an everyday occurrence, Jeff, and we need to find a way to save those people. They're being, just murdered wholesale. I'll give you the last word.
Well, I'll tell you what the issue is not. It is not climate change. This is why the Biden administration was unable to deal with this situation, because they said, well, this is just climate change. The desert is encroaching on the herding territory, or the grazing pastures of the Fulani herdsmen, and so therefore they're moving south, and that creates tensions. That is simply not the case. And now people are starting to recognize, no, this is actually a religious campaign against Christians, nothing to do with climate change. This is why the Biden administration totally missed it, and hopefully the Trump administration won't.